No, both sides. So
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to say either. I mean,
Both.
even though in the media it does look like she was dirty,
Well, we don't
but we
know.
don't
I mean,
know.
it's
We
just,
don't know. We don't know. It
speculation.
is speculation.
I mean.
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy and Cass?
And
And
Belle.
we're here for another Divorce Not an Option. First, we got to thank everybody that's been supporting us, watching the podcast. We get your messages. We appreciate you. And we promise we're going to be consistent. So, this is podcast number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, we showed you we're going to be consistent. Every week, we're going to do a new podcast, okay? So, baby, what's this podcast about? What are we doing this week?
Yeah, so this week I thought we'll kind of talk about social media relationships. The effects of social media and how that plays into your relationship and
Mhm.
kind of go into that.
Okay. So, let's just start for the. Do you think social media is good for relationships?
It depends. I mean, I don't think social media is, bad for a relationship, but I don't think it's necessarily good either. I think there are pros and cons, and I guess we can kind of dive into them.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if the couple have a business together, right? And,
Mm-hmm.
let's say they have I don't know, a real estate business, for
Mm-hmm.
instance. And so, it's good to have social media presence because again, that's traffic, right? So that is good
Mm-hmm.
to kind of be on social media for that aspect. But anything else outside of, business together and trying to, give traffic, for your business or why not. The other stuff that we tend to do is kind of idolize different relationships. And then so we could get more into it.
Okay. So
So
let,
that
let-
that's the con.
okay. Let's start because we're only doing half an hour podcast now. Remember.
True,
So let's
true.
start. Let's start off with the pros that you said.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke of business.
Yes.
So if we have several friends and people we know that
Mm-hmm.
are on social media because of business, they're high profile people,
Mm-hmm.
and they use social media to drive
Yeah, to promote
traffic,
their
to promote
businesses.
their
Yeah.
business for money as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because being a content creator, you do make money from it. So a lot of people will display their relationship, or like kind of like what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're doing kind of like a exportation
Exploration.
or exportation of our relationship, you know what I'm saying,
Oh
for social
boy.
media.
Uh-huh.
But we're doing it positive. But I think overall, when a couple is really together and their main focus is the business they're doing for social media and they're
Mm-hmm.
utilizing it for that, but they're still having their private relationship. Because I think what tends to happen is that a lot of what I've seen
Mm-hmm.
is when couples are doing a lot of social media, there's a blurred line between what's for social media and
Mm-hmm.
what's personal. They
Mm-hmm.
start to really get personal, and it blurs that line between, okay, me and you, like right now we're doing this, divorce not an option, you know what I'm saying, we're like, we're a relationship life coach,
Mm-hmm.
and we're doing this for, in social media, and we're
Right.
using it for that. So but beyond that, we have our
Mm-hmm.
relationship, and
Yes.
we're not 24/7 blogging and vlogging
Mm-hmm.
our lives all the time. You know what I'm saying? We're using social media for a specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen a lot of couples where it's their whole life is they're vlogging, their whole life they're doing something on social media for the attention, for the clout, and I think that's when it messes up relationships.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. That's why I said there's pros and cons. I mean, the negative side of a relationship in social media is the fact that you're on there 24/7. So if you're so focused on social media, and then you tend to kind of focus on what others are saying about your relationship. Some people get caught up with reading the comments. Maybe they didn't like your outfit, or maybe somebody say something about your spouse or why not, and you're just all out of your feelings because of it, and
Hmm.
that tends to kind of boil down over in a real relationship behind
Hmm.
closed doors,
Hmm.
closed doors, just because. And then you also have the other side too, which I think it's a little bit more more deeper to talk about. You have the other side where you start idolizing other relationships.
Hmm.
So when you see a couple that, on social media, you're like, oh, I want to be just like them, and then you start idolizing them. Not knowing, the reality of their relationship. You just see what they show you, which is, the good things, and nobody else see the bad things.
Well, what I noticed with a lot of those social media is that those whether the podcast shows that just are go
Mhm.
viral, or they're people that people follow,
Mhm.
they're half of the time and most of the time they're not really living the life they're portraying.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think Derek Jackson is a perfect example of that.
Mhm.
I think thousands and thousands of women idolized him. They thought
Mhm.
he was the perfect man.
Mhm.
I didn't like his rhetoric about, men and what they should do, and he was pandering to women and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But women were, I mean, relationships were getting broken up because women were like, "Oh, you gotta be like Derek Jackson, and
Mhm.
you gotta be like this guy and his advice and stuff." Come to find out, he was a serial cheater.
Mhm.
Him and his wife weren't even that deep as far as what he was saying,
Mhm.
and he wasn't the man he portrayed.
Right. Right.
And a lot of people have lost relationships, or maybe good relationship, because they will listen to this guy.
Mhm.
Now, I do believe that sometimes the message is good,
Mhm.
but from the messenger, but it's really important who it's from.
Mhm.
I think anybody can speak truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that people that you have to be perfect in your life.
Mhm.
But if you're speaking upon something and you're saying these things and you're not putting it into practice, then how can you really give advice to people about that? Advice is really people that, I think it's from ancient times, really counsel has come from your older people that have lived lives, and
Mhm.
they pass down knowledge and tutelage to the next generation.
Mhm.
And then of course I think our society made it to a money thing where, okay, we got these people that specialize in this
Mhm.
relationship stuff, so they're going to make money from it, right?
Mhm.
Now the internet has allowed people that don't have any experience giving this advice
Mhm.
to give advice,
Mhm.
and people listen. See, back in the day before the internet, we knew that things on TV and movies were just fantasies and
Mhm.
stuff like that. We didn't take it for what it was. Maybe you pull some cool things from a movie or from a show,
Mhm.
but in general, we knew that that was not reality. But
Mhm.
social media has made people believe that that's reality, and that they have to live and they have to do what these people are saying, because this person is doing it, so I have to do it. They're
Mhm.
thinking that's their reality, and
Right.
it's not. So I think that's and also a negative for social media, and
Mhm.
when it comes to relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, some things just needs to be, behind closed doors. We don't need to share our relationship 24/7. And there's, if you're sharing, like I say, 24/7, you're definitely not spending, enough as far as, one-on-one time with each other. You're just, doing it for content,
Hmm.
and that's it. You're really not, learning about your partner. You're really not taking that time,
Hmm.
to develop your relationship because you're always on camera. And so, like I say, depending on the relationship, I mean, we've seen a lot of relationships that's broken up over it, and not
Hmm.
just that. I mean, there's the more serious, where you have, murder. Of course, people killing each other, right? You have that popular couple, and you wonder, wait, how did he kill her? How did she kill him? Murder suicide. I mean, it's just a fantasy world, and I think that is very dangerous for, us to sit here and kind of idolize and kind of compare, your relationship to their relationship. Your relationship will never match, someone else's relationship that you see. Again, that's all fantasy.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know if the psychologists are working on a new mental illness, because I really feel that there needs to be some type of label of people that are addicted to social media, because we have all these see the problem with social media is that it actually incentivizes, is that the word?
No.
Incentivizes, gives incentives,
Hmm.
incentivize, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. Bad behavior, you know, and the most outrageous, craziest thing you can do gets attention, even if it's illegal.
Right.
Those even get
Yeah.
more attention,
Hmm.
and that's the problem. When I was looking on they have these videos of these people that, like, now I want to be very clear what I'm about to say. All right,
Okay.
I in no way support anybody that's a pedophile in any way at all,
Hmm.
at
Hmm.
any way.
Yep.
All
We
right,
don't.
I don't. but I just want to talk about how social media. So they have these things because we all grew up with Chris's catch a Chris, what's his name, catch a pedophile, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Where
Mhm.
they do the
Oh
sting
yeah,
and
the
stuff like stuff.
show. Mhm.
But now you have these vigilante people, right,
Mhm.
that are on social media and they're catching pedophiles, and I'm good with that. Let's catch these people to get them off the
Mhm.
street, and that's fine. But then I think it goes too far, is where they meet up with these people and they start beating them.
Mm. Mhm.
Now I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, there has to be some type of line that doesn't get crossed. Call the
Right.
authorities,
Yeah.
let the
Mhm.
authorities handle it. Fine. But when you go above and beyond and start beating them,
Mhm.
and it's not
Mhm.
really, and then it got to the point where, and I was shocked, where celebrities
Mhm.
are participating in this,
Mhm. Mhm.
beating and torturing of these people. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying that these people are not wrong or they don't deserve, to go to court and jail. I'm not saying that at all. But social media is so addictive to these people
Right.
that now they're using something that is justifiable to
Mhm.
catch these people, but they're not doing it for the real reasons,
Mhm.
because if they were doing it, they wouldn't be blastering and beating them on camera and
Yeah.
things like that. They would
Mhm.
just call the authorities. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
But no, they're beating them, they're embarrassing them, they're
Mm.
shouting them. They're putting them. They're doing a lot of extra stuff for social media,
Mhm. Mhm.
and the problem is that if you're not see with Chris Hannon, what Chris Hannon was his name. You had a
Chris
group.
Henson.
Hanson, yes, you
Mhm.
had a bunch of professionals,
Mhm.
law enforcement people,
Mhm.
counsel, that
Mhm.
were behind that to make sure that communication. They
Mhm.
had all the evidence that was needed.
Mhm.
This person was really somebody that was a
Yeah.
pedophile, right?
Yep.
So fine. And even they got in some legal trouble sometimes. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They were paid. Yeah, you got these regular people
Mhm.
that are on the net,
Mhm.
that are going back and forth with people that we don't really know if what they're doing is correct. And I'm not
Mhm.
trying to
Mhm.
defend anybody, not at all. So don't get me wrong. But the way it's being done is like, are these people really pedophiles?
Mhm.
Like, at the end of the day, how did the conversation come along?
Mhm.
Like, if you're on the net, are they finding people and trap? I mean, there's so much to it. And then they
Mhm.
ended by
Mhm.
beating them out in public, and
Mhm.
and then they got celebrities involved. And to me, that's just horrible. And it's not because they want to help kids.
Mhm.
It's because it's social media. There was a case, and I'm gonna let you go because I
Mhm.
know I go all day, but there was a case I just saw of this guy that was talking to this girl. She was 18 though,
Mhm.
but she was pretending she was 17.
Mhm.
He was 19, college student, so they were talking, right? And they were in college. So um he goes to meet her. He goes to meet her,
Mhm.
right? And a group of her friends come.
Mhm.
Talk about, oh, you
Mhm.
want me a 17-year-old, blah, 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 and chase him and beat him. He
Mhm.
survives and stuff, but now they're being locked up.
That's good.
Because at the end
Mhm.
of the day, she was 18.
Mhm.
She lied about
Yeah.
she was 17.
Mhm.
He was a college student and they entrapped him. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't know what they talked about, but
All right.
17,
Mhm.
19, 20. I mean, come on now. But at the end of the day, what did they have? Their phones out.
Mm.
They were posting it,
Yeah.
and now they're all in jail
Mm.
because of that.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
social
Mhm.
media, and I know we talk about relationships and
Mhm.
stuff, but it's just, if social media is making people go crazy, that just regular people for clout, what do you think is going to do to your relationship?
Mm. Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
I
right.
go all day about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, that's that's absolutely true. Like that's the whole point. The relationship and social media. They just shouldn't mix. You don't want to mix your relationship with social media. You don't want to idolize all of these, especially with celebrity couples too. I mean, that's
Mm,
another couples that people tend to idolize. Or if they see I don't know. Tiana Taylor and her husband. During
mm,
a lot of females, a lot of males, a lot of couples actually idolize. They say that's that's relationship goals. That's the hashtag, right? Relationship goals. And so every time they see the relationship, oh, relationship goals, they're doing, and then and again, unfortunately, it goes to divorce, and then that's when people are like, and then everything starts coming out.
mm.
The real truth, right? Everything starts coming out in court, and then and then they start talking, and then you're like, oh wait, they were doing this was happening, or that was happening. And again, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You're only seeing what they are showing you. And so I don't believe any relationship should be relationship goals at all, because again, they're not relationships that we should be idolizing.
Yeah, that's like Papoose and
And
Remy
Remy
Ma.
Ma,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Matter of fact, I thought they would last though. I really did. I
I
was
did.
rooting for
You
them. I
know,
thought they were going to make
and
it.
and I'm not here to pick sides on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. But from what we know, he held her down for all those years.
Right. Yeah.
And she
While she
gets
was in
out and
jail,
she's seeing
and
somebody else, and everybody knew,
mm,
but see, this is the thing. Like, we thought, just like y'all thought, they
yeah,
were the perfect couple. He
exactly.
held her down,
Mm-hmm.
say, while she was in jail, and then she comes out. Then they do
Yeah.
reality TV. They
Yeah.
start
Then
getting dough. They get into
then
the
they
money.
then they
Then all of a
got
sudden,
pregnant, have kids
then
together.
all of a sudden, she run around with some other dude.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But she was running around with a new
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
We don't know. But for how many years people with like relationship goals?
Yeah.
Remy Ma and
Yeah.
Papoose.
Yeah. It
You
was
know, so
hashtag.
like I said, I'm not here to pick sides. This is
Mm-hmm.
not what we're doing. But see, a lot of people were thinking like, yeah, you know what? He held her down,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Now, let's talk both sides of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a dude, right, and you like, yo, I want to be like Papoose and hold my girl down. Now, look what happened to Papoose.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
if the rumors are true, like, I'm just saying going by
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Right.
he held her down in jail for like,
Yeah.
what, 7 years, 5 years, something like that she was in jail
Yeah.
for?
She was in jail for a
She
couple
was
of
there.
years.
She was there for a
7,
minute.
8.
She was in there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
She gets out. He's holding her down, and then all of a sudden, now I don't know what he did, so I'm not saying. But
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah. No
media,
one's perfect.
but in
Mm-hmm.
the media,
Yeah.
she's running around with some other dude.
Yeah.
In the media, now we
Come
don't know
on,
what goes on behind
Remy.
it, but in the media, you know what I'm saying? Now you have all these guys out here
Mm.
looking at Papoose about,
Mm-hmm.
yo, if you with a girl that's in some trouble or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Papoose hold his queen down.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma hold mine down. And you hold it down on no good chick. Like seriously, because
Mm-hmm.
if it is what the media portrayed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then he held down a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning he held down a woman for 7 years. And then when she got out,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as stuff may not have been going right, not only was she seeing somebody else, that's cool, if you're broke up, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but she was all in public, you know what I'm saying, with it,
Yeah.
embarrassing him.
Mm.
After he held her down, regardless of what's happened behind the
Yeah.
scenes,
Yeah.
he held you down for that many years. But see, everybody, all these dudes out here running around like, yeah, I'm gonna hold this girl down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold. Now, look what happened. How many of you guys out there are being played right now because you hold down the wrong one, but you're trying to follow Papoose?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's flip it over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's flip it over for women.
Mm.
Let's say, and like I said, this could be too. You in jail,
Mm-hmm.
he out there, you know what I'm saying? He holding you down. You come out of jail, you like,
Mm-hmm.
baby, you
Mm-hmm.
held me down. Let's get this money.
Mm-hmm.
And then he running off doing what he gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's bad too. Now you got these
Mm-hmm.
women like, yo, you know what? My man that holds me down while I'm in jail, when I get, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, sometimes you shouldn't be holding down people at all.
Yeah. If they're not worthy enough,
So both
Yeah.
sides. So I'm not
Yeah.
trying to say either. I mean,
Both.
even
Mm-hmm.
though in the media it doesn't look like she was dirty, but
Well, we don't
but we
know.
don't
I
know.
mean, it's just
We don't know. We don't know.
speculation.
It is speculation.
I mean,
It
we
is
don't really
speculation. You know what I'm saying?
know.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that you look at these relationships wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and these relationships will lead you into a bad situation.
They do. They do. I mean, and speaking of which, is it's a good segue to reality shows as well, because that's
Oh,
also a social media in a sense, because I mean that's how they're promoting, right?
hmm
And so you see those reality relationships. I mean, how many housewives you've seen that were married and then now they're not, right? And so
hmm
everybody's like, oh, they have the big house, they have the 2.5 kids, they have the white picket fence, they have the cars, they got all of that, you know what I'm saying? And all you see is the glamour, but then behind closed doors, again, we don't know what's happening. So again, here we go with the same hashtag: relationship goals, couple goals, and so on and so forth. And then again, just to end up in divorce. So I mean, I guess the truth of it is that no relationship should be idolized, and I will even go as far as saying your friend's relationship shouldn't be idolized either,
mm
or maybe your parents' relationship, or that's just my, I don't believe in idolizing or looking at other relationship and saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna compare it to mine just because it's different times. Your parents got married 40, 50 years ago. I mean, how much has changed, right? They're not the same people. You're not your parents, you're not your mom, you're the guy's not the dad. It's just so many different variations and variables. There's no reason to kind of compare, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah, no, I think you touched a very good point because I think what we tend to do is try to look at others when things aren't going right with us, which makes us not appreciate what we have.
Mhm.
I think social media is a big example of that,
Mhm.
because if you happy with what you have, then social media wouldn't be that important. It would
Right.
be for what it is:
Yeah.
socializing, entertainment,
Yeah, just
things
your
like that.
entertainment.
But at the end of the day, if social media is that important to you, where you are vexing for likes and vexing
Mhm.
for clicks and trying to emulate people you see, that's a problem because
Yeah.
you have to do the internal work on yourself.
Mhm.
If you find yourself looking at social media and trying to emulate that,
Mhm.
then is a problem. Reality
Yeah.
TV shows are very a pure example of
They're
that.
very
When
addictive.
when
Yeah.
when you when you start watching all these reality shows, they start off all married and
Mhm.
happy, and then by season 2 or 3, most of them are divorced.
Mhm.
You know, because what happens is that attention gets to them, right? And people start doing things, attention, money, fame. It breaks them up. They don't stay. It's rare when you see couples stay together.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
ones that stay together, everybody's talking about, oh, they stupid. They shouldn't be
Right.
together.
Or they
You know what I'm
have
saying? They have
problems,
problems
or
and things
this
like that.
someone's cheating,
Yeah,
and so
and
on.
and it's really, people put rumors out there,
Mhm.
oh, this person must be cheating when
Yep.
they seem
Yep.
happy, things like that. So, there's no aspect of social media or any type of thing that's outside of your marriage that's positive for you, because you have to keep that base. And I think when people don't have that base, they could just drift, because it is a sense of cheating in a sense. It's not like a physical with a person, but if you're giving your time, your love, and affection to something else and not to your husband or to
Mhm.
your wife, then that is an affair.
Mhm.
If that thing is messing up your relationship,
Mhm.
yeah, it's the same impact. More people are breaking up now for social media and
Mhm.
social things than they're breaking up, or just how they feel
Mhm. Yeah.
than
Right.
breaking up for, oh, he cheated on me.
Mhm.
You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And that's sad when you have that. Most divorces aren't because of infidelity.
Mhm.
They're because, well, most women just want to, change their life, or they're not happy, or guys are not happy. So it's not even the old school, oh, he just cheated on me or she
Mhm.
cheated on me.
Mhm.
No, people stay together after cheating. People can work through that. But the problem is with social media is that people don't even want to work through relationships anymore.
Right.
They don't want to work through problems. They don't work
Mhm.
through it because there's always somebody on social media that is telling you leave.
Mhm.
And to me, that's the problem. You see all these examples of, oh, he was in a girl's DM. I'm leaving him. And you
Mhm.
got a million comments co-signing it.
Yeah.
And then you're in there co-signing too. So then if he hearts a picture, you're like, see, he don't want me.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm leaving him. And now you messed up something that could have been good for you because you listen to social media.
Mhm.
Not knowing, because half of these girls that talk about that independent crap, like Beyonce, right?
Mhm.
Huge, oh, independent women, oh, everybody listen to Beyonce.
Mhm.
But Beyonce married. Beyonce stayed with her husband
Yeah.
after he cheated,
Yeah.
and she's still with him.
She is. They're still together. Power
But y'all were
couple.
running
Yeah.
around Beyonce talking about to the left.
Mhm.
Talking about I'm independent. I don't
Mhm.
need a man.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, that woman that's telling you that, she got a man.
Mhm.
She go home with her man every day.
Yeah.
They happy. They making money
Mhm.
off of your stupidity
Mhm.
because you buying and thinking women empowerment. But at the end of the day, And then on the flip side, you got these men out here, these simp guys out here that, especially Hollywood, because I think Hollywood men are simp men
Mhm.
because they all date the same chicks.
Yeah. That just
Like seriously, in Hollywood,
just
it's
the
like
same.
it's like it's like they
Some
date the same
merry-go-round.
women.
Same girls.
They have baby. They
Merry-go-round.
have multiple baby
And guys
mamas.
too.
Women. There's like all these women out here that got multiple babies by famous
Hmm.
people. They rotate the
It just
same
rotate. It's
chicks.
just a big old
To me,
rotation.
that's simp. Like if I got money and I'm rich and I'm single, why would I take this? Why would I impregnate and marry
Hmm.
the same chicks that everybody else done banged?
It's a big orgy.
You know what I'm saying? Like that makes no sense. That's simp mentality to me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then you gonna marry this chick, you gonna date this chick seriously, all that. Now, if you want to have fun, have fun. It is what it
Hmm.
is. But to sit there and claim this chick as my woman and
Hmm.
this like that, I mean, how many times? How many people ran through J Lo?
Hmm.
How many people ran through Sierra? How many people ran through Ariana Grande? How many people ran through Kim Kardashian, Ruby Rose? I mean, just the list goes on
Yeah,
and
it
on
goes
of how
on.
many people
Hmm.
ran through these women, and these guys keep wiping them up. Now, I'm not saying in any way these women are bad. They're making decisions for themselves. But as a man, and you got money, power, and influence, you keep having sex with these and
It's the
and, and,
same.
and marrying
Hmm.
and dating and being with these same women.
It's the same.
So
Yeah.
you're a simp. But see, people look at that and they say, I want a woman just like you know what I'm saying, Amber Rose.
Hmm.
I want a woman
Hmm.
like Kim
Yeah, they
Kardashian.
do.
I want a woman like Sierra. I
Hmm.
want a woman like this. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying that these women can't get married and be faithful. So it's not to them, but they've been with a lot of guys. And those are just the guys we know.
Hmm.
Don't nobody want
Hmm.
to know the non-famous people they've been with.
Hmm.
Nobody cares about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like we don't
Hmm.
know who Kim Kardashian was before Ray J because it
Hmm.
didn't matter. You know what I'm
No.
saying? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We didn't care.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, the sips are running around there. You looking at their lives like, oh, yo, you got this girl, you got that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you trying to get the same type of woman, but you wondering why you don't have wifey material.
Hmm.
These bad women ain't wifey material because they get married, but then they get divorced.
Hmm.
But that's what you're idolizing. And see, that's the problem with social media.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you stated it perfectly. That is the problem.
So at the end of the day, stay off the social media. If you have a relationship, focus on the relationship.
Yeah, just focus on each other.
If
Yeah.
you have a business, make sure that you use social media for the business. Make sure when you look at social media, you look at the skits and all that thing, the memes and all that stuff. Understand that's entertainment.
Yes.
Understand that that's just there for your amusement, your
Hmm.
entertainment, but don't apply it to your life.
Yes. You don't want to compare it to your
Yeah,
relationship. Just
don't.
leave it at social
Don't.
media.
Now, it's okay to see some things and pull them. You may say, oh, that couple just real dope. We need to, little things like that. It's
Hmm.
great to pull because, hey, we pull things from life all the time. You may be walking one day, you see an idea, somebody's wearing something and it gives you an idea.
Hmm.
And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you understand that that's what it's for. Your
Hmm.
relationship should be the priority.
Yes.
Your relationship should be the nucleus of your life,
Hmm.
and then social media should be something like when you go to the movies. When you know what I'm saying, things like that. You have to understand now. If you use it for business, cool, but use it for business. Understand that hey, this is business.
Hmm.
We're giving the image. We're doing what we gotta do for business.
Yep.
But it shouldn't be you're laying at night and you're arguing because
Yeah, because
why
it's
didn't our
social
video get
media.
20 likes? It's
Yes.
you. Yeah, all that stuff.
Right.
You don't. We don't look at likes. We don't look at none of that.
Hmm.
We do this because we want to help. You know what I'm saying? We don't do it because we want the clicks and the likes. But the clicks and likes would be nice.
It would be nice. It would be nice, but
All right, baby. Any closing words on this before we wrap this up, my love?
no, I mean, the closing words are, again, just make sure that you keep your relationship safe. You keep your relationship indoors, inside, and just the two of you. Don't invite others, by going to social media and putting it out there in the world. It should be sacred to you and your spouse.
Definitely, definitely. Well, we appreciate everything that we appreciate you listening today. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, to this podcast. Catch us every Thursday. We drop a new podcast and a new video,
Mm-hmm.
a podcast every Thursday on our YouTube channel, YouTube/ at Divorce Not an Option. You can go to divorcenotoption.com and listen to this podcast and all the rest of our
The culture
podcasts. You go
radio.
on and also on the Culture Radio. You can download the app on the
Mm-hmm.
Culture
Yep.
Radio, Google and iTunes. Also, the link is in our video description, but check out our all natural
Product line.
product line. Thank you for the orders. It's all natural.
Yes.
Anybody that's been messing with us know that we started this about a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been up and down with it. Like, we've done it, then we went away, but we're back on it. But you go to the cultured with a D dot skin. You can pick up your moisturizer for men and women,
Men
Ebony
and women.
Mojo,
Mm-hmm.
and then also infuse clay for faces. We have different ones, one for skin,
Mm-hmm.
one for moisturizing dry
Yeah,
skin,
dry skin,
for pigmentation,
pigmentation,
all that
all
stuff. So
that.
check
Yeah.
out our first creams that are fused with clay. So at the end of the day, it's something that nobody else is doing. We're fusing cream and clay together that you could leave on your face, and
Mm-hmm.
trust me, it's great. All
Yep.
right, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, hey, my book. Men are
Meant to be broken.
men are meant to be broken.
Yep.
Is on by the time this podcast is out, it will be up. The link will be in
I say it will be
description.
live, so go
You know what I'm
ahead and
saying?
make it
So
a number
pick
one
up,
bestseller,
yeah,
just like
yes,
the first book.
exactly. Pick it
Thank
up.
you.
This is
Yeah.
definitely
Yep.
for the men, especially black men. And I'm talking
Yes.
to y'all directly because I want y'all to, take responsibility, take accountability, and be men because we need men in these streets now. You know what I'm saying? We need real men to be out here. Our women need it. We need it. And read the book. It's reality. So
Yep. This is for
definitely check it
you.
out. All right. All right. Until next time. Appreciate y'all.
Have a good night.